Hey, um, I'm doing a vlog update of what my current reality is, which is very different from anything I've really experienced before. I'm injured badly, and it's not from Muay Thai, which is kind of interesting. So I fought my 273rd fight last Thursday, so it's been 1 week. Today is also Thursday. But I came home, and on Monday, I take horse riding lessons. I've been doing for a few months now. Um, and I've done some vlogs on how the way I'm learning horse riding and the lessons I'm getting from horse riding are so similar to things that I've learned in Muay Thai, which is really cool, really interesting. Um, but on Monday, at the end of my lesson, nicely enough, so I got like 50 minutes of actually uh, really good instruction and improvements, doing some jumps with Flash. There's this crazy storm coming in, like the sky looked really scary. Um, and at something, I don't know if there was like lightning that I didn't see or something that spooked Flash, the horse I was on, out of the corner of his eye or something. He bolted. And I've done cantering on a horse. So I've not done running. Like, he was like full gallop, really fast. And because I wasn't expecting it, I kind of did that like rock back, throwback thing. And my Muay Thai instincts of kind of staying a little bit calm helped me a little bit in being able to like time protraction, experience this entire thing kind of slowly. But my inexperience on the horse, um, I didn't posture properly. Like, I should have sat back in the saddle, gripped with my legs. I did the opposite of that, which is that I tried to like gather the reins, which does absolutely nothing. And they were loose enough that even me gathering them was not putting any tension on Flash. I was trying to slow him down. And I ended up then leaning forward, which is a problem that I have uh, with jumps and like trying to adjust my posture and stuff. So I leaned too far forward, and I ended up like somersaulting off the front of Flash, which had this been anywhere else in the arena, it would have just been sand, um, and would have more or less just knocked the wind out of me, which is when I fell off, when I kind of like oriented myself to know where I was. The wind was knocked out of me, and I was making that horrible sound that you make when you like can't inhale and you're just exhaling. So it's kind of like a moan. It's like that just like keeps going because you can't breathe. That must have been very terrifying for Arena, who ran over to me and was like trying to keep the dogs off of me because she has this pack of dogs that were all like, coming over to see what was happening. And I did not realize that when I somersaulted off of Flash, I actually somersaulted into, like, slapped my back against the cement fence, like the whole fence that encases the arena is cement. So I basically somersaulted off and like slapped my back, hit my back into the cement, and then flopped onto the ground. And my first thoughts when I was like laying there was, I need to move my legs. I need to feel whether I can move my legs. I was very afraid that I'd like broken my back or something. Um, and I don't know, like when something really traumatic like that happens, like a car accident or something, time is just totally stretched out. So I don't know how long it actually took me to like catch my breath and then very slowly pull my leg into me and stand up. I was able to stand up. Um, it might have been very fast actually, but I got up and I had that kind of like that aura feeling of pain you get when something's kind of like the pain is all swelling and it's around the pain. It's a little bit non-specific. It's a little bit like general pain. Um, and Arena was like, "How is your back?" Because she saw me hit the fence, and I didn't realize even at this point that I had hit the fence. And I was like, "My lower right back hurts a little bit," and I was like having trouble walking a little bit. It's just kind of tight. And she's like, "You hit that fence." She's like, she's like, "When you fall off a horse, don't hit the fence. Like, don't do it next to the fence." So I was basically like, "Here's good." Like when I was doing my somersault off, I'm like, "Oh, here's good. I'll just get off here." Um, so I start walking out very, very slowly, but we're like guiding Flash. He's calm now. We're putting him in the stable, and the rain is coming, so we're like trying to just get everything put away. I'm having trouble walking, but it's like I can walk kind of thing. And as we like got over to where I was putting my helmet away, these two dogs that don't get along with each other, one is usually in the cage and the other one's out, and then they'll switch so that they can't fight. Clyde had gotten out at the same time Simba was out, and so there was this like dog fight waiting to happen. So while I'm in this state of like adrenaline rushing, still in shock kind of thing, I'm like trying to hold Simba still while she goes and puts Clyde away. Like we basically had to like stop an entire dog fight that happened. Like the dogs did start fighting and we had to like break them apart. Got them put away, just crazy morning. I got on my bike and I drove home, which is short. It's like a 7-minute drive or something. I like very carefully hobbled into my house, got undressed so that I could take a shower, and then just tried to lay down, but I just could not find a position. Like, my pain was very non-specific at this point. It was all still that kind of like radiating, puffy thing. As the day went on, my lesson is at like 6 in the morning. So as the day goes on at like 8, 9 in the morning, my pain started to become more specific. Like I started to feel this spot in my lower right back that was getting like sharper. And so I kind of started doing some like Googling and stuff. And my suspicion that maybe I'd fractured my pelvis was starting to rise. Like I went from like, there's no way, I'm just bruised. I didn't break anything, I'm just bruised, to this is getting more and more feeling like I might have fractured my pelvis. It was a really rough first day. And I basically can just lay down and walk a little bit. And I'm trying to walk frequently throughout the day, because if you guys have ever watched my range of motion when you're like injured and you're trying to like get your flexibility down, so I was trying to do that. But Kevin and I were trying to decide whether I was going to go get an x-ray, like go to a doctor or something. And the reason I wasn't going, like the reason I didn't go immediately, is that one, I couldn't drive myself. Like I drove myself home, but then after that I could not drive again, for sure. I can't drive now. And then on top of that, from everything that I was looking at, if the fracture is not unstable, like sometimes it fractures like this and it's unstable, and then you have to get like external pins and like all these kind of horrible surgical things done. If it's not like that, if it's kind of just a fracture and it's still stable, they can't do anything for you. So basically going to the doctor would confirm a fracture or not, and then they'd basically just send me home to do what I was doing anyway. And I was like, I don't really want to go be uncomfortable in a hospital for like 3 to 5 hours in order to be sent home and just do what I'm already doing. So that was what we were thinking until kind of the afternoon, the second day. So this was yesterday. At that point, we kind of decided that we don't actually know what the degree of this potential fracture is. Me being able to walk and not having a lot of the other symptoms that are described in terms of like numbness and tingling, not being able to move your legs, trouble going to the bathroom, like this kind of stuff, I didn't have any of that. So it seemed like it would be, if it's a fracture, a minor fracture. But Kevin and I were talking, we were deciding that like if something needed to be done, like if something could be done, like surgery or something like that, you probably should do it fast. I've broken my nose a bunch of times, and when we finally went to get it x-rayed this one time, they're like, you waited way too long. Like, you should have fixed it right when it was first broken. I was like, oh, which time? You know, like, I didn't even go to the doctor the first time. So we go yesterday to the hospital, which was a very intense, difficult experience, because we had to get a cab to come drive us, and I can't sit. I can lay down on my side, on my left side, and I can stand up. That's basically all I can do, and I can, like, hobble to the bathroom. I had to like kneel backwards in the back seat of the cab in both directions. It was so hard. The hospital's like 20 minutes away. It was really rough. And then in the hospital, they kept trying to get me to sit in a wheelchair, so that, because I walk very slowly. They were trying to get me in a wheelchair so that they could like push me to the places I needed to go. And I'm like, I can't sit. Like, I cannot sit. You can't put me in a wheelchair. You could put me on like a rolling gurney and you can like have me lay down and roll. So it was very uncomfortable. I had to stand in a lot of pain and walk short distances, but which take a very long time because I move so slowly. But I was able to get this x-ray pretty quickly. The hospital was really good. And the bone doctor who I went to see very confidently, when he looked at my x-rays, said it's not a fracture, it's probably a sprain, which is a huge relief to me, because a fracture would be like 8 to 12 weeks of recovery for the bone to heal. A sprain, he was estimating like 5 to 7 days, I'll start feeling better, but maybe a couple of weeks before it's like, good to move around or get back on the horse or whatever. Um, so today is day 4, more or less. And I'm starting to feel a little bit better today. Yesterday was really, really rough, and I think that part of it is that when I stand, if you've ever worked as like a bartender or server or something and you're on your feet all day, you know how your lower back just kind of compresses in pain from standing? I get that really fast. I get that from standing right now. It's been 10 minutes I've been talking. I'm getting that right now. Um, so yesterday was really, really rough. But today I'm feeling a little bit better. I have some muscle relaxers, some painkillers, anti-inflammatories, and an anti-nausea thing that I've been taking that's kind of helping. I've been able to sleep, which is really nice, but it's very difficult for me. I don't take time off from Muay Thai ever. And the injuries that I've had that have kept me from Muay Thai have been pretty short. I think the longest I ever took off before was 10 days because I had a concussion. And again, this is only day 4, so this is not even halfway to how long that break was, but this might be quite a while because I really can't do anything. I've basically just been laying around. I'm very, very immobile, which is very weird and difficult for me. So I don't even know really what to focus on at this moment. Like, I know that when I come back, I really need to work on some flexibility, especially in my hamstrings and my legs, to try to like protect my lower back when I come back. But I don't even know when that's going to be. That might be like weeks from now. I have no idea. So yeah, that's my update, is that I am dealing with a sprained pelvis from getting myself chucked off a horse into a cement fence. I'm in an incredible amount of pain, like almost all the time. Right now it's starting to get pretty bad, so I'm going to stop this pretty soon. But it's intense. It's an intense experience for me to be this laid out, to like not really be able to do anything at all. And George, my rabbit, is being a total little shit. Like, he knows that I'm not well, so he wants to be near me all the time, but he will not leave me alone. And I can't do anything. I can't like pick him up. I can't put him outside. I can't do anything because I can't move. So I'm basically like at my 5-pound rabbit's whim, which is to me pretty funny. Yeah, so that's my update. Thank you guys for watching this, and yeah, not seeking online medical advice. Thank you for anyone who is anticipating giving me any advice, but I'm not asking for it. Probably won't follow it. I'm just I'm resting as much as I can and just trying to work my way through this. I live in my head so much. Like, I'm very much someone who lives in my head, and this is forcing me to really live in my body a lot more than I normally do. So this might actually end up being a boon in terms of my development in Muay Thai after this. And I will get back on the horse. My mom was wondering whether I was going to continue riding or not. I will get back on the horse, but now it's going to require more bravery now that I've experienced this, rather than the like potential of this. But people have asked me, like, aren't you worried about getting hit or hurt in Muay Thai? Aren't you worried about getting hurt in this? And it's like, yeah, like, I don't want it to happen, but if that was a huge concern for me, I just wouldn't do these things. There are things I don't do because I'm worried about those things, and then there are other things that you take that risk and you're willing to suffer for. So, skydiving, no, I am afraid of skydiving, so I just don't do it. But am I afraid of being thrown? Am I afraid of getting hurt in Muay Thai? Yeah, moderately, but not enough to stop me from doing it. So hopefully I will be back soon. I really hope I don't have like weeks and weeks of this. But yeah, update.